All right, guys, so today, well, last night actually, it looks like Canon actually released a new firmware update for, as you can see here, Canon EOS, the R5, the R6, and the 1DX Mark III, as well as some actual camera lenses. So the RF70-200, f2.8, the RF100-500, f4.5 through 5.6. So let's go take a look at what these firmware updates actually gave us. And it looks like the R5 got the majority. So for those of us with an R6 that may have been expecting some additional things, this may be a little bit of a disappointment. It was a little bit for me, as well as for those that have the 1DX Mark III. So this is actually on Canon rumors. We'll just come in here right now. And let's just take a look here. You can see EOS R5 firmware. This is version 1.3 for the R5. So they added Canon Log 3, which was awesome. This was something that a lot of us actually, I think, hoped was also coming to the R6. A log gamma curve that possesses largely the same characteristics with Canon Log 1, but with a wider dynamic range. So would have been nice to see this on the other cameras. Doesn't look like it is. Added low bitrate recording option, allowing users to shoot smaller file size footage with lower image details. For those of us that may want to record longer sessions, where image quality at the highest isn't quite as necessary. And my guess would also be that this could also just help in some of possibly the overheating issues that maybe some of us would see. Electronic full-time manual focus, LCD backlight off options. This one I missed it, just skipped right over it. And this was an actual big one because the R5 only had 120 frames per second in 4K. So they added 120p in 1080, so in full HD. So they can actually not have to shoot 4K. They can go down to 1080 if they want. LCD backlight off display, FTP transfer status display, protect image transfer, save load settings on card, fixes a phenomenon in rare cases where the camera does not function normally when using certain CF Express cards, and fixes I love when they talk about it's a phenomenon, right? A phenomenon. They could just say it fixes an error. Let's admit it, it's an error. In rare cases where the camera does not function normally when the drive mode is set to high-speed continuous shooting. So it definitely got the majority of fixes, and as we saw, it got Log 3 and it got a new 120p. R6, which is what I shoot on, added low bitrate recording option, again, same as the R5, electronic full-time manual focus, FTP transfer, and both those phenomenons that were on the R5 were also on the R6, so fixed. And last but not least, the 1DX Mark III firmware version 1.4 got that low bitrate recording option, FTP, and improves connection reliability when using FTP and USB simultaneously. And as you can see here, a couple firmware updates for lenses. So what do you guys think? I do like on the R5 that they got the extra log profile. That's really cool. Would have liked to have seen that come to the R6. I do like the fact that for those that do shoot the R5, that they got the 120 frames per second in HD, because again, you don't always need it in 4K, right? HD may be plenty, especially when you have to work with it later. But I would have liked to have seen it. It seems like it was not a big release for the R6, and I would have loved to have seen some of the extra codecs come out for the R6, you know, to bring that video level of production up a little higher. I'm not sure why we're not seeing that. Hopefully we see that in maybe the next one. I don't know, but it would have been nice to see some log stuff come into the R6 as well. But here's to, I guess, 1.4 on those cameras, you know. So leave comments down below what you think, if you have an actual Canon R5 and R6, or if you have one of the 1DX Mark IIIs. What do you think of this firmware? What were you hoping for? Do you think this is okay? Do you think they should be releasing more? And for those of you, this includes me as well, that have like a Canon RP or an R, do you think they've just kind of abandoned those? Have they been forgotten already? You know, are we going to see any updates to those two cameras? I'm curious about that too. I'm hoping that we see some fixes and improvements on at least the R. All right, guys, I'm gonna leave you there. Like, comment, share, subscribe, hit that little notification bell down there, and we will see you guys in the next video. Later, my friends. It's time to go do some updating.